Alright, so I want to tell you all about the Grinch leak. I want to give you a total rundown of the Grinch leak. Let me find somewhere where there's better background noise because I want to pull up the images and stuff. In the Grinch leak for Smash Ultimate. Oh man. This was a fake leak created just like the other week. Only like a week or so ago. Not created. It was showed off a week ago. And to recap the story, I even have some notes because there's a lot of lore to this. The Grinch leak is, I think objectively, the greatest fake leak created. Not because of what it visually is, you know, because honestly, it's a really shitty tiny banner with Snapchat compression. You can't see shit. So it's hard to argue that it actually like look as good as the Rayman one, but the lore behind it, the amount of effort that went into it is unparalleled to anything else, and I want to show it off and discuss it. So, you know, go back a few weeks ago, we were kind of in a drought of news because they didn't say anything for, what is it? You know, there was no Smash news all throughout October at all. It was a drought. People were really wanting some information because it was pretty consistently flowing beforehand, and then it wasn't. And then come just like a week ago, this image, not this image specifically, but a Snapchat video started going around, and there's no video footage of it. There's only snapshots of the Snapchat video that was supposedly added to someone's story. There's a lot of potential rumors, misconceptions about here. I'm gonna try to keep to what is like actually known about it. I would say it's hard to filter out what you might have seen about this, because it might have just been something that was a lie or made up. You don't know. But here we have two screenshots of a Snapchat. And the first thing we can tell is this hilarious LOL filter. And on the right here is French, the Snapchat thing. It says in French, "Fuck Nintendo, LOL." So, boy. So, we're left with these Snapchat images. These were just put in some Discord, and then from that Discord, it started going around everywhere. And we'll look at what we have here. First, we have, you know, "Fuck Nintendo, LOL." This is at the top left. I wish you could see my mouse cursor. But in the top corners, it's scrawled out, blocked the Snapchat username. We have on the left here the full Battlefield background, completely empty, and it looks like this is for some sort of printing. Like the image above the Battlefield indicates it's gonna be like printed on a round circular structure that hangs up, which is not like, you know, they have those at E3. Nintendo does those. And on the right here, this looks like a wristband because of this thing that's right at the bottom of it. And then at the top is like where you can see it connects. And if you look faintly enough, you can see there's more than one wristband. Like they're all printed out along this strip. This broken one law. Oh yes, yes, this did break law. I'll get into it, but there is legal consequences to this fake leak. That's how far this leak went. It went way too far. So, also you notice some Grinch and Max up at the top here. And then down in the bottom right, there's the Grinch too. So what it looks like is someone that works at a printing company. They print marketed materials, and it's a French company. It looks like someone working in that company was printing stuff out for Nintendo and for Illumination Universal, for the Grinch movie and for Smash, things that are, you know, happening in December. Let me try. In the middle of the screen at the top right now, is like what looks like on receipt paper. Those are AutoCAD coordinates, not coordinates, but, you know, information J'ai vu, more French. So they went to a lot of effort to make it look like this was inside of a French company, and it very well might have been taken inside. Everything is here. You know, you've got the schematics for printing stuff out. You have you got blueprints. You got laminated paper that's already printed. You have AutoCAD instructions. You've got it all. This looks like it was actually inside of a printing facility and ready to be printed, or was printed already. Printed materials ready to ship. You know, this isn't like on printer paper. The wristband and whatever, that's not on printer paper. It's a little bit of you know, glossiness to it. So that's what we gather from that. We know it's Snapchat because of the things in the corners. The name blocked out. Chat at the bottom here, like at the very bottom, it's like cropped out. And this is the banner itself at the bottom here. It's blurry as hell. It's insanely small. It's insanely small because Snapchat doesn't like use your camera. It takes a screenshot of your camera. So this has an immense amount of compression on it, and it was taken from just a Snapchat video held up to it. So the quality is garbage. But in this mural, we have Shadow the Hedgehog. There's Banjo-Kazooie. And by the way, if you haven't seen this, you're gonna understand why people that were fools to believe this are disappointed now in Sakurai. Well, when it's their own fucking goddamn fault. But anyways, Shadow, Banjo-Kazooie. Gino is in here on the right somewhere. Mock Rider is in here. The Chorus Kids are in here. There's another one too. Isaac is in here, and so is Ken. This isn't like the crash in Smash leak that was just a bad sketch and a sticky note. I remember that. That was actually really funny when that... Yeah, I remember that. I think that was a Vine. Oh, jeez. But yeah, and... it took some time for people to analyze this, but it really looks like, you know, the illustrations of those characters. We can't tell the quality of them, but we can tell their pose work. And, you know, Ken on this poster is doing the same pose that he's doing in the official banner, in the official mural. He's doing the same pose. And why would he not do that pose? Same for like maybe Isaac down there, but like the Chorus Kids are recognizable in their pose. And Gino's too goddamn small to see. But oh shit, I moved something else. I'm moving the game. Here, let me lock that so I don't accidentally move anything else. So we have the banner, all those things setting it up, and here. Okay, yeah. So the poses, they look like they're interacting with the environment. They look like they're part of it. Kazooie, you can't see, but she's reacting to Snake's fucking missile launcher. The Chorus Kids are like back to back with Pokemon Trainer. How the conductor in the Chorus Kids has no control over him, and then Pokemon Trainer does. Isaac is kneeling down. He has vines at his feet. And there's more to that in detail when we get to it later. Gino is really tiny. Ken doing the same pose he's actually doing. So, you know, we can't tell the Photoshop quality of this. It's too small to tell. But they knew what they were doing with these illustrations and where to put them. Let's see. As the days went on, people started to see that, notice details in comparing this mural with, the official ones. And here's what people gathered in this image. So this battlefield right here, this illustration and render of Battlefield, this is created from the actual mural. And that's insane because the actual mural was empty at E3. They could have grabbed the mural from E3, the empty battlefield, and they didn't. What they did was they actually photoshopped out every single character and recreated essentially the entire background without the characters in it. And then they touched up spots where there weren't characters in them, like spots that were already empty battlefield. They changed those areas so that it looked more like convincing, like, you know, they changed the whole thing up. And like, you know, if it's official, the differences that were created. So they went that far, and people found that every single character render that is on the mural had something changed about it. That whoever faked this, they went through the trouble of getting out every single character, filling out things that were covering them, slightly rearranging all of them very minutely. Like, I can't, what I'm saying right now is taking months of time. You have to understand. Every single character, they cut them all out. They filled in missing information for all of them. And then they made slight adjustments to them to add more characters to it. That is a month at least of effort. Every single character in this mural. Oh my god. And then fixing the background. They made the background from scratch. And they were bold enough to put their empty background on it too for people to see. Every single character was cut out and moved just slightly. And added information like Greninja's tongue down here in the corner. Greninja's tongue was previously covered up. They uncovered it and then filled in what it would look like. And again, we can't tell the quality of it because it's so goddamn tiny and compressed. There's a Photoshop artist showing his portfolio. Oh, we'll get to that. So, here's what happens. This name at the top that's blacked out, apparently, I don't see it, but apparently you can see right through the blacked out name. And you can see whose name it is under the crossed out in Photoshop name. And I'm not gonna say it out loud because it's a real person. That is a real person's name under there. And that real person, here's what they found, right? They found his LinkedIn profile. The dude used to work at a printing company 2 years ago that on their website they said that they worked with Bandai Namco and Universal. And that's probably what the person that faked this saw, was that this person did that. However, that person doesn't work there anymore. They in the last 2 years they worked at a different company. So, in his LinkedIn profile, he has 2 different LinkedIn profiles, which might explain why he didn't know that. He has 2 different LinkedIn profiles. Presumably because he lost the password to the one, which is probably what happened. And I'll get into why that's a possibility later. Like in a minute. But yeah, this was... So the fake leaker took someone's real name from someone that actually worked at a printing company and put it under the blacked out name. They intentionally, they blocked out the name, and even there's a real person's name edited in under that. And he worked at a real company, and the printing company that was from those 2 years ago, when the guy used to work there, that printing company, the first one he worked for, put out a statement. And essentially they had, what is it? They didn't have Nintendo on their thing, but they, you know, had work with them. But, you know, they weren't credited. That's it. Nintendo wasn't a credited client with this printing company. But they said they were, and the printing company said that this is not real. Oh, I actually have the statement here. Oh, wrong one. There. This is the original printing company. The dude doesn't work there anymore. They worked with Namco. And now, we are now contacting all these sites and Namco Nintendo remove this false information and evaluate the judicial suites to be given. Whoever faked this leak, whoever did it, they cannot come out and publicly admit it because there is a lawsuit from this company that actually has nothing to do with the leak because they aren't even where the person works, but they're threatening legal action against whoever put it out. And it wasn't like, it's not even like it was the person who's in the Snapchat. He took the photo. What am I adjusting? Oh, the hidden photo. It's not like that person, but the person who uploaded it from that person's Snapchat. Whoever that was. But I mean, it's a fake, so it was probably the same person anyways. I don't know, that's still assumptions. Shit about this is still a mystery, because whoever it was probably can't come forward with it. They can't admit anything about it. And then there is the second printing company, the company that the employee whose name is under the black works at right now. They haven't put out any statement, but people found a video, a promotional video. The website also doesn't, the newer printing company, the second printing company doesn't credit, they don't show who they've worked with as clients. They just show some examples, and there is like an Assassin's Creed thing on their website, but they don't list their clients. So they could have been working with Universal, Nintendo, Bandai Namco, but they would never show it. They would never admit it. You know, they aren't like public with their information as much on the internet. They're not. They wouldn't make a Facebook statement. They didn't say anything. They kept quiet. So the second printing company, people find a video uploaded by them that was a promotional thing, where their schematics of that second printing company matched what we see here. It's the same kind of schematics. So maybe that was intentional to do that because the schematics matched. It isn't like this isn't industry standard by any means though. Like, I think you could show this at any printing company, professional industry standard printing company, and they're gonna have the exact same thing. Like, of course they're gonna use AutoCAD and probably use the same kind of schematics. That's just how you would do it. But people found that video and it got removed. It was removed, and it's not a YouTube channel that hosted that was run by the company itself. It was run by another company, so they had to make, you know, contacts for someone to immediately remove the promotional video, probably because of the negative attention it got. There was a lot of negative attention that came with this leak. Oh yeah, so this was revealed. Remember how I said about the person who made this? The person whose name is under the black over there, that apparently you can see. I don't know why anyone didn't see it right away, but that dude on his LinkedIn profile, he got his degree in the 80s. The dude's like 50 years old, and people were believing he was out here with the LOL filters and fuck Nintendo. Granted, Nintendo is like 110 years old company, but this dude is 50-something years old. He's in his 50s. Negative attention revolving around Smash? Why, never. Yeah, really. Let me tell you, I'll talk about it more later. Probably during Smash Wii U. Sorry, not Smash Wii U. We're not playing that in this marathon. Smash 3DS. Smash community drives its figureheads fucking nuts. Insiders knew that this was fake. Insiders knew that this wasn't fake, and because they knew it wasn't fake, insiders didn't talk about it. They didn't talk about or give this leak any credit. And people thought that was suspicious, like, why aren't you guys talking about this? And after, like, several days of harassing those people, I'm talking, like, harassing from hundreds of people to those, for that. For not saying anything. So they're like, alright, let's talk. You guys want to talk about it? Let's talk about it. This leak is fake. Here's what's gonna happen. Isaac is an assist trophy. Ken and Incineroar are in. That's what they said. And then they got more harassment because that's not what people wanted to hear. Oh my god, what a mess. What Smash fans, man. It was not what people wanted to hear, so people got harassed even more. Let me pull up this image from one of the dudes who tweeted this out. Oh, this is so funny. Like he was waiting to make his clapback on this. This was a DM that's a Twitter image. I have to edit the extension on it. There. This is the kind of shit that they were all getting from many people. Why are you stupid? They removed Isaac from the September Direct because of he has Earth powers. I don't know how you read that as hiding Isaac. Also, your YouTube channel is corrupt and is in bed with Nintendo. Grinch leak is real. Hothead. Incineroar is leak bait. You fell for factually incorrect characters. State of you, LOL. His reply today after the Direct, LOL. Oh my god, they... Oh, so many people. Just embarrassed. Egg on their face. Here's something that didn't help, was, the other day, Nintendo uploaded a video to their Facebook and Twitter. That was a Wendy's promotional thing. I'm sorry, it was the tailgate. It's the tailgate Smash thing. It's promoting it, and it was sponsored by Wendy's. All right, that's Wendy's thing in it. So in that video, they spliced in final footage of the final build of the game, and in that footage was a mysterious new item, and people linked that mysterious new item to Golden Sun because it admittedly does look like a Golden Sun item. Growth. And here's what drives it home even harder, is that item matches what the idea of what is going on with Isaac's character in the mural, because he has the vine thing at his feet. At least that's what it looks like. Oh man, I don't even want to go into the other day when people were believing that, like, on the website you can see, like, the characters were cut out of the mural. Like, apparently you could see, like, 2 green pixels by Little Mac's feet, who's right next to Isaac, and people were like, wow, that confirms it, right? Oh my god. But, like, you know, who has... Admittedly, anyone that has any idea of, like, color compression, any idea in a digital space, knows they don't have time to explain that to the people looking at these leaks. Especially because they don't want to hear it, so they won't believe it anyways. So I want to pull this post up. This was a post that corroborates the mural, this fake Grinch leak. And I'm only showing this because, you know, it's fake, but this post is really funny. This post is hilarious. Especially for the Chattendorf render there. Oh man, completely fake. But imagine if this was real. Imagine if this was the person who leaked Smash. And imagine if Sakurai had to look at this 4chan post to see this. I'm only gonna read like this first line and then skip around, but he goes, "Suck my fucking cock. These sources are literally pulled out of someone's ass. They guessed a few things right, but they're broken clocks. LOL. Give Nintendo more credit. There's literally a team of people that curate the hype train. You think they'd fucking put Fire Emblem literally who's in boring ass Pokemon in the final stretch? I feel bad for the disappointingly large number of people who have accepted their fate and think that fucking Steve and Graham Blue characters will make it to Christ." And then he goes on about everything that's there, and he starts with, "There is no new playable Pokemon. Boo-hoo. Be happy with the 9 you have." And then all these claims of cut characters, but you know, it's fake. Totally fake, but Chattendorf is a really funny render. And the idea of if this was real and Sakurai would have to look at Chattendorf is really fucking funny. Alright, so conclusion. Look back. This is fake. So we have to go over this. for this being fake. Oh, I locked it. Someone photoshopped every single character render on the mural, removed them, patched the background up, made changes in open areas where there were no characters anyways, then slightly adjusted every character's position, drew up renders for each new character, thoroughly thought out their pose, expression, and interaction with the rest of the mural, then actually used this work environment, had accurate AutoCAD information, and printed several of these thick wristbands. Arranged the blank background when a blank background totally existed online because, again, the Battlefield background, this was at E3, but he didn't use the E3 version. They didn't use the E3 version. And then, icing on the cake, on the side of the cake, they put Grinch prints on it too to make it look even more authentic. Then he found a name to put on the Snapchat to frame someone, but covered it up, but it could still be seen underneath. So they planned for people to be able to see under this. I can't see under there. I don't know how anyone else saw under there. I don't know how they figured that out. But there's literally an actual name under there that people found. And instigating legal implications, and thus whoever faked all of this here, cannot come forward about it because of legal implications from a printing company that's not actually involved in it. Metal Gear plotline. They went far. They went too far when they stepped into potentially risking the job of some 50-year-old dude who just works at a French printing company, and suddenly he's getting calls to his business and boss about him and his association with something like this that doesn't exist. Like, the dude could have been fired for just being falsely labeled in this. It's insane. Oh my god. This leak. Rayman? That was just an image. That was just a little short video. There was no lore behind it. This? Oh my god. I don't even know how long my rant has been on explaining it. But you know, while I'm here, let me talk about the Ken leak too. Because not a text leak, but there was an actual image leak of Ken. Check this out. This is the only leaked thing actually out of Smash Ultimate, image-wise, was this image. And it's clearly still in the build. Ken looks better in the final build than he does here. But this is an actual leaked image. And, I mean, look, it's debug mode. It's in debug mode. It's showing, like, the temperatures, CPU usage, and everything. And it's just... You know, no one could debunk this, because, like, you know, it probably is real. And it's Ken. Ken isn't that big of a surprise. Like, you know, it's like, I don't know. Like, the safest leak you could possibly do. Proud of Nintendo for keeping shit under wraps this well. Yeah, Sakurai was entirely one step ahead of everyone on this. I think it was intentional. 100% totally intentional. Like, before they, you know, said anything, they knew who leaked information. They knew who it was, and they made sure that that person was told, like, okay, Simon's gonna be in. Tells everyone else, tells VergeBen's sources, Simon's gonna be in. Says nothing about Richter. Tells them Isabel's gonna be in. Doesn't mention clone character. Yeah, Ken and Incineroar are gonna be in. Nothing about Piranha Plant. I bet it had to do with, like, you know how Piranha Plant is not a CG video? I bet that really had to do with it. Like, the insiders probably have seen the pre-rendered videos, and that's how they knew. This fucking arc on the levels of Cicada. It's nutty. Yeah, I fully believe Sakurai was one step ahead of everyone. But I mean, the ride of Smash Ultimate this was the ultimate fake leak. It was goddamn impressive. And then I don't think there was anything that Piranha Plant? You fucking still don't believe it. Still trying to wake up. Max, please wake up. It has, and if it was real, the lore behind it has, if it was real, ESRB leak it pales in comparison because of the lore, because of everything revolving around it. It was so well thought out. I don't know. I want to know who made it, but they can't come forward about it because of the one printing company. And I guess I didn't believe it before. But there was a French Nintendo publication that said that they contacted the dude whose name is there, and that they claimed to have no idea about it. And if they were under NDA, they wouldn't be allowed to even say that. That's the thing, is we know, like, the one printing company wasn't under an NDA because they didn't say anything. Or they did say something, they said they weren't associated with it. If they were under NDA, they couldn't comment at all. No comment. No villains in the group. Yeah, there were no villains. Apparently. I assumed there were. I was thinking, like... That's why I wasn't thinking it was a... What is it? Not a,